Hey, Champs and Chums fans, it's Anthony here.
And Ashton.
Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to this special edition of Facebook Live. It's your co-host of Champs and Chums. It's a celebration night here, kicking off a Thanksgiving weekend, and we have affectionately called this, fans, and for those who've tuned into some of our Facebook Lives before, but every time around an anniversary year, a very special one, and we'll get to that in a sec, everybody. We've got an event here called the Big Bump. Because if you know on our show, here we go, kicking it off already, the Big Bump. Ashton and I want to make sure we share our thanks with you. And boy, oh boy, everybody, if you haven't had a chance to tune in to some of our exciting Facebook Lives events, you are in for a special treat tonight. Because it is a very, very, very special occasion as your co-host here. The Special Father-Son Project, Champs and Chums, celebrates 4 years and 50 episodes this month. Actually, that deserves another fist bump. So, well, let me turn it over here to the star of the show, my forever champion, Chum Ashton, just to kick it off for the opening. Ashton, how are you feeling to be on this next edition, the special edition of Facebook Live with our fans, celebrating 4 years of father-son fun talk about sports, life, and friendship, and 50 episodes coming up this month?
Well, it's amazing that we get to share this moment together, and all our fans can see this. Our Facebook Lives are always amazing, and it's a really big milestone. 50 episodes, 4 years of Champs and Chums. So I can't wait to start this Facebook Live off.
Well, that's the way to do it, man. Another fist bump here. We're going to go for record breaking here, as we always do. We go best of for Champs and Chums. But listen, everybody, it's a special time. We're so glad that you're here, whether you're watching it on live broadcast or whether you're watching it on playback. Thanks so much for tuning into this Big Bump event. Ashton, it's celebration time. It's party time. Your co-hosts have spared no expense to celebrate this special occasion. And just like in sports, Ashton, when you win the big championship, you have great moments, you have to celebrate. So we're going to do that right now. So everybody, here is a special bottle of alcohol-free, as you can see here, alcohol-free champagne. So your co-host here live on Facebook Live in our online broadcast, will crack it open. We've got some fancy glasses here, Ashton. There you go, here. And then I've got one down here. But it's time, everybody, to pop the champagne cork as they do. So Ashton, why don't we go a little 4, 3, 2, 1?
Yeah, 4, 3, 2, 1.
There we go, everybody. Cheers to all of you. We're going to have a celebratory glass of alcohol-free, like your Champs and Chums do. So, Ashton, tell the fans, you've never had alcohol-free champagne before.
Yeah, it's a first for me. We'll see how it is.
All right. Now, everybody, on our broadcast, we've always had drinks, Ashton, on the show. Why don't you tell them when we have some of our episodes?
Yeah. The biggest drink that has been featured on most of our episodes is the good hydration drink Prime.
Prime. Well, this is prime time here, everybody, on Facebook Live. So, Ashton, cheers to you, man, for everything. We say cheers to Champs, cheers to Chums, cheers to an all-star day. That's one of our signature lines. But cheers to you, man. It's been amazing doing this special passion project with you. Cheers. That is very good. All right, excellent. All right, how's it? How do you like it, man? It's kind of got a grape alcohol-free taste.
Yeah. Never tried it before. It's pretty good, but it's more on the sour side, but it's still pretty good.
All right, good stuff, everybody. We're off to a rousing start here on Facebook Live. Thanks so much for joining us. And just before we get going, and as we always do on these big bump events, we take a look at special memories, special moments. We do it by pictures and descriptions. Ashton's decided to go into his treasure chest of Champs and Chums items. He's got some things to show you tonight. It's going to be party time here, celebrating 4 years and 50 episodes coming up this month. But Ashton, we want to thank some people, right? Some very special people that have played a big role on Champs and Chums. And let's go to some, you and I co-founded, father-son co-founded Champs and Chums. Well, we had a great support team that has helped us on the production side. And so why don't you kick it off with some thank yous?
Well, first we want to thank the Power Girls and Uncle Dennis who helped produce the show.
That's right, the Power Girls and Uncle Dennis. Affectionately we call them Power Girls and Uncle Dennis, but you know them, some of you may know them as Ashley and Serena, and Uncle Ansari, who does a wonderful job. They've been there from the very beginning.
Day one.
Day one, when we marched Ashton into the studio
At the Springdale Library.
at the Chinguacousy Recording Studio. That's right, and they were there for the very beginning. So thank you and cheers to you. We obviously want to thank our best of guests, but I'll get to them in a sec because there's somebody as well that's played a special role, and that's Angela, AC as we call her, who's doing a magnificent job producing this show. And Angela, you have done an amazing job supporting us on all the exciting content, the wonderful content, the ideas, the energy, the inspiration. We want to thank you. So cheers to you, Angela. Thank you so much for making us look good in front of those videos across our platforms. And Ashton, we have had a best of premier lineup of amazing people that have been best of guests. Why don't you talk a little bit about what does it mean to you to have so many amazing people who are truly best of in the sports, entertainment, business field to be on the show?
Well, when we started this project, it was all a dream, right? It was a dream about, I wanted to make a YouTube channel for basketball trick shots, and he said, why not do a podcast? And never would I think would we have these amazing best of guests come on our show.
Olympic athletes, Canadian and national soccer players, world of basketball, legends in sports media, football, public service, government. It has been an amazing collection of wonderful people. You can check them all out on our website. We've had champions from many sectors: sports, entertainment, public life, and it's just, we're so grateful that all of you have given your time to share your wisdom and inspiration to all of us. But Ashton, we want to thank some really big people that have made up the nation of Champs and Chums fans, and that's the fans themselves. We want to thank you for being part of something so special that you've allowed us to share a bit of our world, right? And share some of the amazing messages about mentorship, leadership, teamwork, effort, commitment, integrity, passion, purpose. All of those things go into Father-Son Fun Talk with Champs and Chums. And we thank you, the fans, for being with us every step of the way. It means so much to us. Ashley, what do you want to say to the nation of Champs and Chums fans who are checking this out and have checked us out since the beginning?
Well, just as you were saying, we heavily thank you guys so much because you've been there since day one. You've been supporting us, you've been motivating us, and we couldn't have a better fan base than you guys.
All right, great stuff. Well, listen, we're going to get on with the formal programming. All this great celebrations, big bumps, toasts, as we always do. So what we're going to share with you now, everybody, is some special father-son moments that you'll see come up on the screen. We'll bring it back to the home studio here for Champs and Chums, and you'll also see some special items that Ashton and I have brought to this special edition and show. So we're going to move to the very first photo up on screen. And boy, Ashton, when we say beginning from the start, that is exactly where it started. Why don't you tell the fans about what they're looking at here?
Yeah, you're very accurate on that. That was when we were doing our first couple episodes, and I remember the picture at the bottom with me and you at the mic was when we were just touring.
We were learning.
Yeah, we were learning.
Yeah.
The Chinguzi recording studio.
Well, and fans, if you've actually had a chance to follow some of the the content that we have, it was kind of met with some mixed emotions when we heard that the Chinguzi recording studio was being moved from its original spot down at the lovely city of Brampton, right in the city center area. But we want to thank a lot of the staff there because you guys provided us some knowledge, you helped us learn, and you gave us the space to get Champs and Chums started. And there you can see everybody on the top left of the screen as we're looking at it, where Ashton and I and the Power Girls and Uncle Dennis spent part of our weekends there as we got the show started. The first 6 episodes of Champs and Chums came right there at the Chinguzi recording studio. All right, we'll move on to a next memory. Here, father-son fun talk, powering up here on this Thanksgiving weekend. And Ashton, we've done a lot of fun, as they say, promos, previews for episodes. This one was, we made quite a racket, if you will.
Yeah. We went to, was it Chinguzi Park?
You got it right, yeah. You'll just project for the fans, yeah.
And we went to the place where they have tennis. During fall or winter, they'll have it covered so you can play indoors. But then when it's the summer and it's hot, they'll take off the cover. And this was the promo for Daniel Nestor, I believe.
The great, the legend, Daniel Nestor. I'm so glad that you're mentioning his name. Everyone, you might have seen it on some of our content this week. The legend, one of the greatest doubles players to ever play the sport of tennis, Daniel Nestor, is a candidate for the 2024 International Tennis Hall of Fame. So there's a fan voting period that ends actually, I think, Monday. So you check it out at the International Tennis Hall of Fame website. You get a chance to make sure we secure a great Canadian athlete, episode 13, best of guest, tennis legend Daniel Nestor. All right, we'll keep moving on this great broadcast, Facebook Live. So glad that you're with us here. Speaking of fun things, Ashton. You know, fans, so I say this with a little competitiveness to me. We do these father-son challenges. We've done 7 of them now, I believe. And your co-host, Dad, here, has got a round number in terms of what he's achieved in these father-son challenges. Yeah, that's right, everybody. 0. Zip. Ashton, what's this one here that the fans are looking at?
So this was our table tennis father-son Facebook Live challenge. And I actually remember it. It was during the night. It was a great match. It was a very.
It was a night match.
Yeah.
Were the lights on for this night match?
Yes, they were. And.
Okay, everybody. I think we're back. I think we're back live. We'll just check with producer. Yeah, we are back live. We are here. We are celebrating. Technology's not going to foil us on a night like this because we are going all the way. We're going best of. Thanks so much for our great producer, Angela, who's handling all the controls to make sure we get all these technical issues and these gremlins out of the way so we can keep bringing you father-son fun talk, Facebook Live. Ashton, you were talking about this event.
Yeah, so this was our father-son Facebook Live table tennis challenge, and it was a night match, and we had the lights on, and you know it it was a struggle for me at first. I was down, but I came back and won the challenge.
That's awesome. Great stuff. And yeah, I mean, I'm 0-7 now in father-son challenges. But my friend, my forever chum, I'm going to take you on. I'm going to eventually win this. It ain't going to be like the Harlem Globetrotters against the Washington Generals kind of thing. It won't be. Okay, good stuff, everybody. We are going to move on to our next photo here on Facebook Live. Speaking of another challenge, this one was the hockey variety, Ashton.
Yeah, this was the ball hockey father-son challenge on Facebook Live. Another great challenge. We did it outside in our backyard. It was the same thing. I was losing at first. We actually had a couple competitions who could hit down the plates and who could do the hardest slap shot.
You got quite a slapper, man.
People say I have like a slap shot and a wrist shot combined. But then eventually we played 1v1 and got it through his legs, scored, and I beat him.
You made me look like a pylon there, Ashton. Yeah, and you're roared to victory there. Great stuff. Well, we'll move on to the next photo. And this one here, talk about being championship, everybody. Your co-hosts here have been around the space of some prized and legendary, some classy hardware, Ashton. Why don't you tell the fans a bit more about that?
So the first two photos are from the amazing place, the Hockey Hall of Fame. I can tell you, fans, that the Hockey Hall of Fame never gets old. There's always something new when you go back there. I think they had a female women's hockey
zone, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And on the right is us beside the Larry O.B.
We've hanging around some guys named Larry and some guys named Stanley, Ashton.
Yeah.
There's some pretty great chums to know.
Yeah, we have some amazing chums to know. And that was at the 905 game.
That's right. The Raptors 905, looking forward to that season. It's going to get going. Tip-off, I believe the first game is November the 12th. Can't wait. And we had a really special experience, Ashton. You want to tell them a little bit, very briefly, before we bring it back to the home studio. Tell them about that neat father-son experience just only a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we got access to go to the OVO Center for a Raptors 905 open tryout. It was so cool at OVO Center. They have so many pictures.
No pictures though.
Can't
take any photos.
Take pictures.
Yeah.
But along the wall when you're coming in, they have pictures of the parade when they won, and all the analytics. That was actually really cool. That you can see who, or not who, but like if the ball was in or if it wasn't in. And yeah, it was some amazing stuff there at the OVO Center.
Great stuff. So we're just talking about the OVO Center. We're going to bring it back to the home studio here because we've got some special things to share with you, everybody. And we move from basketball to baseball. Now listen, everybody. Your champs and chums, your co-hosts here, are probably the biggest Blue Jays fans this side of Brampton. I would actually venture to say all of Peel region. I know there's a lot of Blue Jay fans out there. We had hoped that tonight when we broadcasted this, that it would have been celebrating, because we, as you saw earlier in the show, we had the sort of the non-alcoholic champagne, which to celebrate the Jays moving on to the ALDS. It didn't happen. However, we've got some great memories of Blue Jays baseball and baseball in general, because Ashton's going to share with you now some prized items that we've had in our wonderful experiences. Go ahead, Ashton.
So...
Well, let's start with this one here first, actually.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Because it's where it all started off for Ashton's love and passion for the Blue Jays.
So this was my first game that I went to, my first Blue Jays game, it was July 18th, 2015. And as you can see, Ace is on there. And it says my first Jays game.
And you had the cutest little Vladimir Guerrero Jr. jersey, everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, and you've grown magnificently, Ashton. And I mean, it's kind of maybe more of like, probably just like a hand towel for you now.
Yeah.
All right. Good stuff. We'll keep moving here. Let's see what else we've got here on the baseball side, everybody.
This is a real prize possession, limited edition. It has the World Series sticker on it. When you open this box here, it has,
You'll talk right to the camera so they can hear you.
yep, the Toronto Blue Jays back-to-back pin.
Back-to-back pins. This is limited edition collection, and we've got a special Champ and Chum to thank for that.
Yep.
She's probably of Champs and Chums Nation. She's probably one of the biggest.
Yeah, we want to thank Auntie Roseanne for that.
That's right. Thanks so much, Auntie Rose, for that great gift that you shared with Ashton, because you knew he had a love for baseball. The baseball passion continues here on the show, everybody. Because so Ashton, well, let's go to the talking about some of these great items for the fans, and we're going to get into a little baseball talk in a sec.
So this one has been shown many times on Facebook Live. This is the Father's Day 2022 ball that got tossed up from Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Well, like you said about the Hall of Fame, Ashton, this one never gets old, though, because of all days, Father's Day 2 years ago, and for those who didn't, 2 years ago, for those who didn't get the story, oh, it was a year, well, 2022, okay, so sorry about that, yes. But just so for those, I'll give them a very brief story about how that ball came to you from one of the hands of a Gold Glover and a home run king.
Usually, it's Vladdy's, habit now that after he practices before a game, he'll throw it into the crowd, and just before the inning starts, he'll just throw it around with Bo, and he actually did throw this ball to Bo, and I guess he saw me with the red sunglasses.
Yeah, those red sunglasses. It was the Brampton Zoom, I think it was.
Yep.
That transit.
And I got this prize possession baseball.
Excellent. Well, let's show them two more of those, and then we're going to go back to some photos. Let's go with those next two.
So this one was recent. This was September 10th of this year. The Jays swept the Royals, and they won 5-2. And this was a toss from the coaching staff. On top of the dugout, they have that flat, I guess, board there.
Top of the dugout, yeah.
Yep. And when they throw it out there, because they only threw 3, you have to grab it, like, you really have to, because someone can just snatch it from you. So, yeah.
You worked for that one, son.
Yep.
Great job. That's a recent one. And then, of course, we'll bring it down to show them this last baseball. And Ashton, this is like 3 fans, just so the fans know, this is 3 of about like maybe 9 or 10 that you acquired, or 11.
Possibly.
My mistake. But tell them about this one.
This one is so special to me. This was my ball that I got my first save with in my league, Brampton Minor Baseball.
Shout out to Brampton Minor Baseball. You guys do a great job. Coach Frank Fascia, the founder, president, all the team and the organizers do a great job.
It was Wednesday, July 12th, 2023 versus the Brewers. I don't know if you were there for that game.
You know what? I missed that game because I had a previous commitment. But you tell the fans here how you felt when you earned your first save in a very big win over the Brewers.
So the Brewers did actually beat us in the semifinals, so they moved on to the finals of the playoffs. Um, yeah, this means a lot to me because one of their best players I struck out to win the game. He's tall, and he can hit it. He can give it a ride. I went for a pitch down low. He swung at it, and yeah, struck him out. So
Down and away. Great job, son. And I mean, just maybe some of your teammates from the 2022 summer season of Brampton Minor Baseball, the Blue Jays as they were called, are watching. What do you want to say to them about what made it special to be part of that team?
well, we've had so many great experiences as a team through the ups and downs, winning, losing. I know that the semifinal loss was very tough, but we worked together as a team, and it couldn't have been a better summer without you guys. So I want to thank my team for being an amazing team and playing great baseball.
Well, fist bumps to that, man. So everybody, thanks so much for tuning in. You're watching the Facebook Live, a special edition brought to you by your Champs and Chums. This is Big Bump event number 4. Headed into a Thanksgiving weekend, we send our thanks to you. Special edition this month, October, 4 years. In fact, Ashton, on this very day, October 5th, at the time of this recording, 4-year anniversary Champs and Chums, 50th episode, milestone 50, coming up this month. Just before we go back, Angela, to the screen of photos, I'd be remiss if I didn't get the opinion, thoughts from my co-host here about the Toronto Blue Jays, who, and Ashton, we were big fans of the Blue Jays, went down to multiple games this year, cheered them on. The season ended a lot shorter than we thought. Blue Jays Nation, very disappointed here. We're just only hours from them bowing out against Minnesota. How do you feel right now?
I'm disappointed. It's the Jays. They didn't play their best baseball. Honestly, you had 18 innings and you only scored 1 run. It's kind of upsetting because I was looking at TikTok this morning, and there was a what if.
Only this morning?
And
Okay.
yeah, and they were saying, what if Chapman's hit went over the wall?
Over the wall, yeah.
What if Vladdy didn't get picked off at second? What if they didn't pull Barrios? I mean, apparently it wasn't John Schneider's decision, but Barrios was having an amazing game against his former team. And I don't know why they pulled him so early. Only, I believe, 47 pitches he only threw. And he was actually doing good. He got 5 strikeouts, only 4 walks, and no runs allowed. You should have kept him in the game. I don't know whose decision it was, but should have kept him in the game.
Wow, everybody. Passion, information, insights, purpose. Did you call the Jays talk last night on the Fan? Because I think I heard.
To it this morning.
I think I heard some fans get on like you did with good information, good insight. Well, listen, Blue Jays, we still love you. Our hearts are blue. We bleed blue for the Leafs. We bleed blue for the Blue Jays. We bleed red for the Raptors.
And TFC.
And TFC. And Blue Jays, we're going to see you at the ballpark next year. We're very interested to see what they do in the off season, as are all the Blue Jay fans. Okay, good stuff. Well, we're going to get back to some of the photos here. Thanks so much for joining us on Facebook Live. And speaking of Blue Jays, Ashton, speaking of home run moments, and you see a few pictures to the top, and that was a recent one. Your co-host looking pretty nice in the shades, if I don't mind say so myself. Let's go to the photo, though, the last 2 at the bottom of the screen there. Let's start with the one to the left, as you briefly described where father and son were.
Yeah, so this was at the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame, and they put someone who has, changed baseball, Jackie Robinson.
And I know you'll project your voice for the fans so they can maybe hear you even more about this great story.
Yeah, so they put a ball that Jackie Robinson himself signed. And when you go to Hall of Fames, especially sports ones, like the Hockey Hall of Fame, Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame, we should go to the baseball
Cooperstown.
Yep,
That would be kind of nice.
Yeah,
that'd be special.
there are so many memorable, historic items, prized possessions in there that if you had a chance to keep, of course.
And so base, the ball signed by the legend Jackie Robinson, Jerry Park days in Montreal. But let's move quickly, but excitedly to that picture at the photo at the bottom of the right, because I tell you, Ashton, we have shared some amazing, exceptional, unique, magnificent father-son memories together. That one, bottom right screen, will go down as in my top 10, maybe top 5. But why don't you share with the fans what happened on that special day at Rogers Center?
I would say that would be in my top. I'm gonna say it's number 1.
Wow. Well, you've had many, and that says something. But yeah, share with the fans about that amazing Saturday, Super Saturday down at the Ball Yard.
Yeah. You put me in, I guess, like a raffle or like
It's a contest.
Contest to go to a press conference where John Schneider, but they didn't announce who the other person was, but it was Santiago Espinal. You got to ask them one question about their job, and I asked John Schneider, the manager of the Blue Jays, what are 3 key qualities to become a leader in sports? And he said it was one of the best questions he's had this year. So, I'll take that as a compliment. And actually, it's not just a compliment. That's like an accomplishment.
Well, it sure was. You should be really proud, man, because we always talk about on the show, everybody, the great interviewers. It's not just what they ask, it's how they ask the question, how they create the dialogue, how they have the chat, the conversation to bring in the guest on the other side. And you did that, man. It was like the perfect pitch. Great job. You can actually check that out, everybody, on the Blue Jays YouTube channel. All right, good stuff. We're going to move on to the next lineup of photos. Wow, basketball. We covered that one. Ashton, why don't you share with the fans who you were seeing there?
So on the left, we have me and you with the super.
I think. Thumbs up to that. Okay, I think you can see us here in the top right of the screen. Your champs and chums, Anthony and Ashton. Ashton describing a meeting with the super fans. So what a great man he is. Very charitable, man of the people for sure. Had to unfortunately miss his first Raptor game when because COVID and things the last few years. In an abundance of precaution, he had to miss his first game. And who's the gentleman on the right?
Well, that is Norman Powell. That was at a 9:05 game. He came as a special guest, and I think he signed my hat, right?
He did sign your hat, yeah.
And I still have that hat, and I'm gonna cherish that forever. Of course, this was when he was a Raptor. He was an amazing player. Good at offense, good at defense, and it was an amazing experience to meet him.
9:05 basketball, everybody. Amazing experience. We've been members now for this. I think this will be our 5th season if you include COVID, where they didn't play. They were playing in a bubble. But Ashton, why should the fans go down to Raptors 905 basketball?
Well, lots of family fun. The games are really entertaining, and overall, you're just going to have a great time at the Paramount 5 Food Center.
Yeah, that's right. Tip-off of the 905 season coming up in November. Great players. Marquise Noel, first-round pick. He's going to be playing. Ron Harper Jr. will be back as well, too. We saw Jeff Doughton Jr. kind of skip in and out. He'll probably be playing more time with the Raptors.
Yeah, with the Raptors.
But we'll see him. You had a chance to meet him, Ashton. So we'll keep going here to the next photo on this special edition. And speaking of actually some of the 905 players, we'll spend just a little time on that. But who do we have there, Ashton?
That is Justin Champagny
Yep.
and Alex Antetokounmpo.
Alice Antetokounmpo.
Yep.
One of the Antetokounmpo brothers, right?
Yep.
Did I get that right, by the way?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
correct.
All right. Excellent. And I think that is Brian Tyree next to him, I believe. But anyhow, that's an example, everybody, of the family atmosphere at the Raptors 905 events. That was an exclusive autograph signing with the players. They're so friendly, so welcoming, and if you haven't come out to a 905 game, you're missing out. Come on out. A great family entertainment. All right, we'll move on to the next photo here on Facebook Live, and we have a love. We said the Champs and Chums, we bleed red, we bleed blue for the Maple Leafs, Ashton. Why don't you describe just a little bit about these pictures you see?
That was the first one there in the corner. Was
Top left of the screen?
Yep, top
Okay.
left. Was when we went to the Leafs game and we were very, very close. Were we second row back, I think?
Well, I tell you what, was with the special day though, Ashton, on why that all happened was because your co-host here turned 50 years old on that very day. So that was an amazing day, and we celebrated a little later. It was a tough loss to the Boston Bruins. But Ashton, let's move over to the bottom right of the screen, because you just said you cannot get, you always want, there's always a reason to go to the Hockey Hall of Fame. This was outside just the Hockey Hall of Fame. And what were we doing there? What was I doing there?
So that was you, and you were, I think that's Curtis
Joseph, you got it right. Cujo, and the connection there, of course, everybody, as some of you may know, proudly worked for the Toronto Maple Leafs in the late 90s, 96 to 99 to be exact. Wonderful players. In fact, sports media star, Maple Leaf fan favorite, Nick Kyprios came on the show, Ash, and that was a great episode. I believe it was episode 37. But that is Cujo. Cujo was the goalie when your humble host was here, was there with the Maple Leafs. So good stuff. All right, we'll move on to showcase some more photos on this Facebook Live event, this Big Bump event. Speaking of championships, Ashton, we bleed blue for the Jays. We bleed blue for the Leafs. And we've become Argo fans. Why don't you tell them about this fun event in our community of Brampton?
Yeah, so the Grey Cup came to Brampton. I have a signed football from Sam Achiampong and Robbie Smith. Robbie was the one who made the block during that Grey Cup.
In Saskatchewan, I believe.
In Saskatchewan.
In Saskatchewan against Winnipeg, yeah.
Yep. And to save the game, because if they would have, they went for it, and he blocked it with his arm, I believe. And that second picture there was in Hamilton.
Enemy territory.
Enemy territory, where they're gonna have the Grey Cup this year.
That's right.
We were beside the Grey Cup.
We were, and that day was special because we took a photo with we've had a lot of great former TSN sports media stars. Rod Black, the legend, Teresa Cruz. We met that day another star of Canadian football and Canadian soccer, international soccer for TSN, Matthew Shinetti, that day. Ash, remember we had the selfie that we took with Matt?
Yeah, we went down there to see if we could get any autographs, but no luck. But though Matthew Shinetti, he came and we got to take a picture with him, and then he ended up becoming one of our best of guests.
One of our Champs and Chums. That was our January episode from this year. Matthew Shinetti, great person, lots of insight, lots of knowledge, lots of passion, and one of the best dressed media people I've actually seen. And those Converse, you're kicking those Converse, those Chucks. Well done, Matt. Good stuff. All right, we'll keep moving here on this special edition of Facebook Live. And Ashton, we've enjoyed a lot of sports together, but I tell you, we with this sport are what do they say? Driving for show and putting for dough, if you will.
Yeah.
Well, kind of just fake, not real dollars on the course for sure. But you have a love for golf, my friend.
Yeah, got into golf about 2 years ago, I believe, and I think the top left there is us at, was that?
It looks like Peel Village to me.
It might have been Peel Village, or it might have been which one? Like the one with the Challenger course too.
Oh, you mean Rolling Hills?
Rolling Hills, yeah.
Okay, excellent.
And I'm not sure what the
Upper Unionville Golf Course there, and that was the driving range. You like iRange Toronto?
Yeah, iRange Toronto. That was the day I hit 169 yards, which is my best.
Wow, amazing, amazing. All right, we'll keep moving here. We've got a few more photos to share with you on this special edition. I think actually this is the final one, and then we'll take it back to the home studio to follow because we got a few final things we want to share with you before we sign off. Ashton, we've had amazing best of guests on the show. We appreciate the time, the wisdom, the inspiration that they all have given us. But Ashton, our recruitment efforts in the month of December, we go high, we go hard, we go far to make sure, as far as the North Pole, everybody, to make sure we land the greatest December guest of them all. Ashton, who is the jolly old man there?
That is Santa Claus.
Santa Claus, 3-time guest on Champs and Chums. Ashton, what do you think about that?
Well, he is a great person. Every time we see him.
Now, where are you on the list, though? The fans want to know. Every year, Ashton, when Santa Claus comes on the show, what list are you on?
I think I'm on the nice list.
I think so, too. Keep going.
That was our second one because I think that was during COVID, I think. But really nice tree at City Hall. It was amazing filming with Santa. Got to show my friends after we were done the...
Oh, that's right. That's right. You saw your chums.
Yeah.
They wanted to know what was going on. It looked like it was like a television show going on there with all the lights on and stuff. Not just the lights in the tree, but the lights from our setup that Ash and I had down at Brampton City Hall. Great stuff. Well, listen, I'll tell you something. Maybe the magic of Christmas can happen again. The magic of the season may happen again. Ashton, I don't want to kind of jinx it because Santa Claus is a very busy man, everybody, in December. But if you were to put odds on if Santa Claus is going to make a 4-time appearance on Champs and Chums, Ashton, what do you say?
I think we have a pretty good chance.
We do, because he's a champ and chum in our books. All right, we're going to bring it back to the home studio. We are in the stretch drive here. Thank you so much for joining us on this Big Bump number 4 event. It is the lead off to Thanksgiving weekend. It is an extra celebration. Your champs and chums, Anthony and Ashton here, your co-hosts, celebrating 4 years of Champs and Chums. 50th episode coming up this month. And Ashton, we've got a few more final things to share. Maybe I actually should share mine, Ashton. It kind of goes back to baseball, and why don't you tee it up for the fans?
So, our amazing journeys at the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame continue because when we were about to leave,
Let me pull it out of the sleeve here, because that's how prized this item here is, everybody.
You got this autographed Cito Gaston bat.
Cito Gaston, everybody. Probably, I wouldn't say probably, the greatest manager, the greatest on-field manager, the skipper of the Toronto Blue Jays. This is one of sorry, Ashton, number
34 of 100.
34 of 100. There you go, everybody, from the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame, signed by Cito Gaston. So proud to have this bat. Cito was a hitting coach before, of course, he became the manager. And we all know, and Ashton showed you the commemorative pin, the limited edition pin. He was the manager for back-to-back World Series, 92-93. Special shout-out as well, too, to one of the players on episode 20 who came on our show, best of guest Rob Butler, World Series champion, came on our show in episode 20. Shout out to a friend of the show, Rob Butler. All right, we've got just a couple more items before we close the show, Ashton. You take it away.
All right. Gonna show. Actually, no, I'll show this one first. So this was a puck from the Brampton Beast game. No, sadly, they're no longer a team, but it was some great hockey to watch. And there was an amazing usher there, Fred the Usher. He was so kind.
Fred the Usher.
Yep. And I remember this one, like, I think flying out of play. He caught it, and he gave it to me.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that guy played goal back in the day.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the great friends of the Brampton Beasts, as Ash had said, no longer, but we were very, very grateful and blessed to have two of probably the biggest performers in Brampton Beast history. All-time points leader, David Valerani, episode 15. Jordan Henry, the captain of your Brampton Beast, the ECHL franchise that was the franchise to the Leafs at one point, the Canadians. So Jordan Henry on the show, episode 12. And so it was great to have them on the show. All right, and you've got one final item here, Ashton. Or did you want to say anything else about this? Okay.
Also talking about the Beasts, they play at the CAA Center. But you know who plays at the CAA Center? The Brampton Honey Badgers.
Shout out to the Brampton Honey Badgers, and absolutely, Ashton, another tenant in the building at the CAA Center. Episode 8, special guest, John Lashway, best of guest. Now, well, at the time was the president of the Honey Badgers, now the deputy commissioner of the CEBL, the Canadian Elite Basketball League. Absolutely great basketball down at the CAA Center. We got a hometown team. You got to support them. Your champs and chums were there. We made history for Brampton, for pro basketball coming to Brampton that night. That was a great summer event.
Yeah, and talking about basketball, my last item is on basketball, on the topic of basketball. This has been showed before on many Facebook Lives. The championship ring from 2019.
Get a look at this, everybody.
It's a replica.
This is a replica, but I got to tell you, Ashton's going to open it up in a sec, and it's almost like the real thing.
It does look very real.
Look at this bling.
Look at the bling.
That your co-hosts are going to show you in a mere moments. Look at that sparkle. Look at that shine. We the North. You're going to put it into focus for the fans there, Ashton.
Yep.
There you go. There you go, everybody. Look at this. Look at the shine coming off that championship ring. What a championship way to end this Facebook Live. And Ashton, you're probably not going to have this, again, alcohol-free, but grab the glass because we're going to end where we began to toast you, the fans. This is a weekend of thanks, and we want to do that. So thank you all for joining us, not only on this special broadcast. It means so much to us that you're here, either watching it live or on rebroadcast. but for being a fan since we began Father-Son Fun Talk. That's Champs and Chums. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody who's been such a big part of it. And Ashton, I guess I want to say my final thanks to you, my friend, because 4 years, 50 episodes. I've done a lot of exciting things in my life, a lot of special projects, but this one, from the heart, it means the most. And you have been the most amazing co-host. Your skills have grown, your confidence has grown. To watch you grow behind a microphone, to see you do things like this, it's all about confidence. It's all about inspiration. It's all about passion, purpose, teamwork, leadership, collaboration, giving your best, working through the challenging moments. You hear so many stories through this project, Champs and Chums, but to do this with you, man, it is the toast of the town. So thank you, Ashton, for that. Any final words you want to say just before we close out, Ashton?
Yeah. I'm honored to hear you say that, and I want to thank you too. You've helped me so much improve my public speaking. Before, I wasn't really that good with public speaking. Now I'm excelling in it, and I want to just thank you for being there, helping me, and if we didn't do this podcast, I don't know, like this would not be happening right now.
And
50 episodes wouldn't be happening
and all
right
the
now.
great experiences along the way. Thank you so much for your kind words, Ashton. Fans, thank you. And thank you to our producer, Angela, for doing a great job producing this show. It has been amazing to have you here. We wish you all a very special and happy Thanksgiving weekend. And Ashton, as we always say, to end our show, we are going to say, cheers to champs, cheers to chums, and cheers to an all-star day. Thanks for watching.